The following show features episodic breakdowns of Jackass, either performed by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. For your safety, avoid listening to this podcast at all times. Hi, I'm Mikey Aaronworth.
I'm Jason Wellwood.
And I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Welcome to Jackass.
Welcome to Jackast. It's the podcast where we're on a path of destruction through every single episode of Jackass.
We are just three lifelong fans of the show, reliving the belly laughs, bad ideas, broken bones, and bam Margeras.
This episode came out on November 30th, 2003. And this was...
only 7 days after the last one.
7 days. Can you believe it or not?
Can you believe it or not?
I don't believe it.
And also, do you know what also came out this day, too? Episode
on November
6 of Wild Boys.
Oh, so we're kind of going one for one.
They followed each other, so it's really hard to find good facts because I've already used them up.
Well, I mean, see, I understand it. It must be hard to find good facts because you haven't found any good ones in the last, 20 episodes of this podcast?
Mikey, this one actually might help out all of our listeners today.
Okay.
Because a scientist released evidence on this day that the tuberculosis drug D-cyclocerin may actually be the first effective agent for the treatment of phobias. So if you're scared of little snakies like me or sharkies like you, get some tuberculosis medicine. I'm sure you could get it in the...
I'll do that right away.
I'm sure you could get it in the the horse deworming section or something along those lines. And just order it off the internet. We don't need doctors anymore.
Yeah, you know when you're walking the aisles at the drugstore and you look up and you see horse deworming on the big sign there, aisle 9, horse deworming.
Yeah, exactly.
So I get all my medicine. That's why I beat this shit very quick. It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, still
dying.
Chris, how did you just cough there? Do you realize what you just did? You're like, this thing wasn't even an issue for me 2 weeks.
It's been an issue.
You know what's been an issue for me when we first started talking about Viva La Bam in the first episode of Viva La Bam, which, by the way, if you're new to this podcast, I know we're called Jackass. We used to do all of the Jackass episodes, but we want to save some more of those because there's only one season left of the TV show. We got a couple of the movies left to do, but we want to save those for special occasions. But when we first switched from Jackass to Viva La Bam, we were making fun of the intro. Like, it's so rock and roll. It's so out and it's like so cheesy. I'm 100% coming around on it now.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
absolutely coming around.
I loved it from day one. I can't help it. It just reminds me of the old days.
You know what I miss, though, is that in season 1, it doesn't end with, what will he think of next? And I miss that. I'm sitting here wondering, what will he think of?
There's nothing better. You sit back, you're going to watch a show, you crack a nice cold Mountain Dew, you throw on your shades, put on your sleeveless t-shirt, and you're just ready to fucking go, man.
Yeah, that Code Red. That Code Red tastes good right about now.
The vocalist for the main track here, he's kind of got like this thing that when he's singing, it sounds like he's got a lot of jowls. Like it's kind of like
Don Vito's doing it.
Yeah, but like Star Wars Episode 1, the big Gungan boss, Boss Nass, is that his name?
Yes.
Boss Nass.
Yes.
I just picture that guy singing this song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that in musical form.
Yeah. Did you know that the singer of this song, Daniel Lioneye,
is that guy?
He's the singer, but he's a guitarist of Him.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that. I don't even like that band, so...
Well, Bam Margera would beat you up for saying that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he really likes that band.
Yeah, but guys, speaking of Bam Margera...
Sorry.
God damn it, Chris, what do you need now?
No, you go first, Jay.
No, I'm not gonna... Yeah, I'll just do the whole show. And then when you're ready...
I was listening to Steve-O's podcast, and what's his face? Jeff Tremaine was on. And
nice.
It does seem like Jackass is a go, like as of now. Like this episode released yesterday, and they're like, it's day by day still, but they're like, it seems like it is a go for the actual
release
date, the release date in February. So
nice.
Some good news for the Jackass listeners,
Yes,
wow,
we got to start hyping it here.
With news like that, it feels like Christmas morning.
Ooh,
Jay, that's your cue,
Mikey. I didn't miss it. Hey guys. In season 1, episode 6, Bam Margera is so cool, guys. He's so cool. I was just watching the intro and thinking, man, he's so cool.
He is.
Look at all of his poses and the way he looks through the lens at the viewer. Oh, man, he's so cool, guys. It's Christmas time. We get the Christmas song from, I believe, one of the CKYs. And guys, I'm all for saving a few bucks here and there, but can we at least get the part of the song with the death metal breakdown? You know, if we're going to reuse it.
True.
We didn't even get the good part, but it's just Bam standing in the snow looking somber, and that sets the scene. But we got to ask the question, boys, and it's a bit of a rhetorical one. Where's all the Christmas ornaments? Where are they? Well, nobody answered
Flanders
that.
Field?
Phil, God damn it. I said it was rhetorical. We're not supposed to...
Are they in Flanders Field?
Christmas ornaments are inside. No, they're inside of you.
Oh.
Like, literally. There's a...
I've had some lonely nights. That makes sense, yeah.
Your grade 1 Christmas ornament project is in your butt somewhere, but you know where Bam's is? In the garage where it belongs. Phil's showing us how delicate everything is, and like right after he says that, immediately he breaks something fragile with those big meaty palms of his. You boys have any grade 1 Christmas projects lying around somewhere?
Everyone does. Everyone has those shitty, like, it's always like a fucking toilet paper roll that we drew red and green crayon on and put a fucking sparkly pipe cleaner through, hang it on and we're too sentimental to give it away, even though no one wants it. And it just makes everyone's tree look junky. I definitely have some of those. Although our family, we have so many ornaments that we've amassed over the years. Chris and myself, we're brothers. If you didn't know that, if you're out there listening, we have so many.
You never say that.
We never say that.
You don't say that enough.
No, not for the new. You always have to keep the new listener in mind, Jay. It's amazing. You know how some people make fun of how the back of the tree is like just the shitty part of the tree and no one sees it? The back of our tree looks better than the front of most other trees because we have so many ornaments that we run out of space.
Like, we can't put another 3 on, otherwise the whole fucking tree's coming
It would
down.
explode. Like that commercial for Yoshi's Island when the guy eats that one little
George
drop and
Costanza's
explodes.
wallet.
Shrapnel everywhere.
Yeah, George Costanza wall. Exactly. Speaking of Porky fellas, am I crazy in thinking in this episode, in this scene in particular, Phil Margera looks great. I don't know what happened to him. He looks great.
But
here's what I'm thinking.
He looks good. I think he carries his weight really well. Like he's like one of those guys that you know is overweight, but I bet you could fucking do a good 100-meter sprint and fucking kick some fucking ass. Like
he's a lineman.
He's probably ripped underneath all the body.
Yeah,
really.
He's an offensive lineman for
mad
sure.
Core strength. Yeah,
it's like that meme of Kevin Smith when they take off Kevin Smith's jacket and it's just this really long torso with like super wide abs.
You know what though? I think the reason he looks so good is I'm pretty sure this episode is very soon. I know they filmed them all out of order, but I think this one was pretty soon after the Vegas episode because there's a scene as well where you see Don Vito and his hair is still kind of blue, like the blue dye hasn't fully washed out, which is hilarious. Yeah. And Phil just looks all groomed like he was with Elvis on his the day he renewed his wedding vows.
Yeah, he's fresh out of the clinic, as Mikey put it.
You know what threw me off?
Looking good.
When they go to get the lights and they're calling, they want to go pick up more Christmas lights for the house because they really want to make the best lit up house of all time. They call in the place on their phones. Do you remember that cell phone? Like this, they don't even have screens on their fucking cell phones still. This is like, and it's like you just forget how relatively not long ago it was, and before we had these fucking computers in our pocket. It's like life was it seems like such a foreign concept, but when I remember watching the show when it first came out, it doesn't seem that long ago. It didn't seem like much change, but obviously in that small amount of time, it's fucking nutty, man.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them a little credit. I'm sure they had contact lists in there, at least. You know, you didn't have to go around remembering all the numbers.
That was technology, baby.
And I think some of them even had Centipede, too. You could play Centipede.
Yeah, Centipede, Snake. Those are great.
Taking it back to the art project for one quick second. You guys ever do one of those plates? You know, you remember back in grade 1, you'd put your name on it and they'd bake it and then all the colors would be in the plate. You remember that?
Or something?
Yeah.
I was fucking sick that day, so I didn't get to make a plate, but they did give me a plate that I did not make, and instead of my name on there, it just says cat. It had a picture of a cat. So my two brothers had their plates with their names on there. Mine just fucking say
There's
cat.
just like an orphan in your class who makes a plate because she loves cats, and they're like, well, this kid can't give it to anyone. She doesn't have parents. Just give it to Jay, the kid who couldn't make it today.
Yeah, either that or I'm just really fucking stupid and don't know how to spell my own name. But Bam takes over Christmas. That's what we're doing here. And as Chris said already, they do need to get the house lit up. So they've got Tim Glom here.
Love Tim.
Skate pork.
Skate pork.
I'm hungry. I can go for some lunch. Skate park builder extraordinaire is here, and he's going to help them get the lights. They do make that phone call on the flip phone. I like the way this goes down. He basically picks up the phone and demands 3 to 4 truckloads right now.
Yeah.
We're going to meet you over there. So who is he calling that has instant access to truckloads of Christmas lights? That's what I want to know.
Here's a little insight into movie magic and TV magic. I guarantee you he wasn't even on the phone with anyone when he had that conversation.
Really?
I bet you they just like made it seem, because it would be so funny to be able to call up 3 full truckloads of. I think
Santa
eventually
Claus is
they
real.
called them. Yeah, Santa Claus is definitely
And fuck
real.
you. Don't ruin this for me.
Fair. We all need a friend like Tim. Tim is the contractor that like he's such an enabler. Like in the way that people talk about Bam Margera unknowingly being an enabler for like drugs and alcohol, because if you hung out with him, there was just no way to avoid doing it. Like Brandon Novak was talking about that, like not in a resentful way, just saying like you couldn't hang out with these guys without like being a part of that system. Tim Glom is the enabler to be like, I want to fuck up my parents' house. And he's like, you should. Don't just fuck it up royally. Put lights on the lights. Now you're getting like, he just seems like he's game for such a good time all the time. Like most contractors and most people in operations hate good ideas because it means they're going to have to do more work. But Bam's like, what if we have a drawbridge? And he's like, Bam, I fucking love that idea. Let's build a drawbridge.
He's the Hank Scorpio of
He
this
is
universe.
Hank Scorpio, exactly. He's got pockets full of cream and sugar.
Now, when they said we got to light the whole house up, for a second there, I thought he meant now the show is at a point where we're out of ideas, so we're literally just going to light the house on fire. But no, we're actually going to cover it in Christmas lights, and they want to be able to see it from space. Now, remember that, listener. That's going to come up later. Mm-hmm. That's the goal. Let's see if we can hit it, I guess. Duct tape. That's how they're going to put the lights up, as woodsman Ryan Dunn stands there looking good with his axe on his shoulder. Ooh, man, I need a calendar with that on it. That's what I need. Mikey, I got a question for you, though. Okay. At this point, how is progress on Dunn's beard coming along? Can we get an update? Yeah,
he's now at about a 4.5 out of 100 on the scale, 0 being no beard, 100 being a soul patch. He's slowly making his way up. I think he was at a 4 last week. He's at a 4.5. He's got some work to do, but eventually, hopefully, he makes his way to that Don Vito soul patch who just shot up in the ranks with the pube beard to 100 on the soul patch level.
Mm-hmm. Chris, would you like to curl up in that beard, just get nice and cozy?
No, I'm not a beards. Like I like to have a little bit of a beard, but like I just all the stuff that's like a big huge beard like that. There's like soup is getting stuck in it throughout the day, and you don't know how much someone's cleaning
throughout the day. These people with beards are having so much soup that it's just constant.
All I've eaten for the past like 2 weeks is soup. It's the only thing that's in my mind right now.
True. That's why you go to a bar in November, you can't fucking get a bowl of soup for the life of you. It's the worst.
Yeah. But you know what you can get is a nice little Christmas present if you're Bam Margera.
What's that, Mikey?
A skating rink in your goddamn house, in the house that was just turned around from having ramps in it from the Tony Hawk episode of Viva La Bam. Now we just pull, because I was surprised they showed the living room where in episode 1 they made a whole skate park inside the house, and it was a fully refurnished house, like living room, everything in place, and then they pull everything up again to put a fucking skating rink in there. I was dying. That must suck. That must fucking suck.
Oh, but boys. Let's build an ice rink, boys. This is cute, isn't it? An ice rink. So cute.
Not quite an ice rink.
Not quite. I think if anybody can be the resident expert on proper ice rink, construction, it'd be one of us three at least.
As a
or
Canadian.
all of us three. That's what I'm getting at. These are synthetic ice sheets that you snap those bad boys together. Now, look, I get it. They can't turn the temperature down in the house to be minus 20 degrees. I get it. But, you just kind of snap these bad boys together, and that gives you an ice rink in your house.
Yep.
But what I love about this segment is that all of this is happening while our friends, the Vandals, are playing in the background. Good choice of music there, like that.
You know what? I went back and forth. In general, before we get into the details, did you guys like this segment?
I could take it or leave it. You liked it?
Yeah, like the idea of having your whole house as a skating rink, and I was a little bummed out when it was that plastic, that fake ice stuff. Like I've skated on that before. It's weird.
It's not terrible, but it's not
that
great.
bad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was very surprised when they got professional figure skaters in there and what they were still able to do on that stuff. And just seeing that joy for once in Ape's face, you know, she was just so happy. Like, you could just tell she actually really enjoyed this one.
Well, so this is what the whole time I'm watching it, and I'm like, I couldn't tell whether I liked it or disliked it. And I was going back and forth of like, it's cheesy, it's wholesome, which is nice because you don't really get wholesome in Viva La Bam all that often. And I realized the reason why I couldn't put my finger on why it was making me uncomfortable is because the premise of Viva La Bam is, and like all the jokes, Bam does something. Ape sells us on the fact that she's pissed about it by going off the handle, even though we kind of know in the back of our minds that's her job and she's doing a good job of like selling it. This one is throwing me off because clearly in my mind, she's pretending to like it. She's pretending to be like, yeah, this is great. I actually like this. But her eyes look dead inside. Like, she doesn't look like she's actually enjoying it. And it's like when a bully makes fun of a kid and the kid doesn't react and just like is just like, fine, punish me, whatever. And then that makes the bully sad. That's the worst case scenario. Like, that's the saddest thing in the world. The saddest thing in the world isn't a kid getting bullied. It's when the kid getting bullied is okay with it and just accepts it, and that makes the bully sad. And that's kind of the vibe I got from this one. It threw me off.
There were some really funny bits, though.
Imagine though, like, I know that it's part of the premise of the show that the house gets ripped up and it's all this shit like, oh God, you know, people in our house. But I don't care how much money you have. It sucks to have renovations going on in your house. It's uncomfortable. It's loud. It's dusty. It's impossible to like feel like you're taking a break. And it looks like Ape is just miserable and trying to pretend like she likes it. Like, it's got to actually suck.
No, for sure that would. But we're talking about the bits over here. We got to have some fun. We're trying to make this a fun show, not the sad realities of renovations and not being able to feel adjusted in your own home. But like little things like that, the hamburger hockey. Come on,
that was great. That was fucking great.
Who did not ever want to hit a hamburger like a hockey puck? They really dropped the ball not having Vito in net because he would have literally been trying to fucking catch him with himself for sure.
Sack of shit.
And he probably would have got a couple, so that would have been fucking good. They got the fucking Bloodhound gang. Remember that fucking band?
Yeah.
The Bloodhound gang was there. Actually. Quick questions. Hand jobs with Chris. Segment's back, baby.
Oh,
okay.
It's back, baby.
Who can name, without Googling, Mikey, because I know you're sick, two Bloodhound songs. Two Bloodhound gang songs.
Oh, I can do it easily, dude.
Easily?
All right, you go for it, Jay.
I could do it. You got Foxtrot, Uniform, Charlie Kilo, and Ralph Wiggum, both off the same album.
Damn it. Okay, well.
Two of my favorites of those guys, actually.
I did not expect anyone to get that because a lot of people don't even know the name of that.
Baby.
That's called the Bad Touch. Right? A lot of people don't realize that's the name of that.
Yeah.
So I thought you guys would have been fucked there for sure. But Jay, you won a hand job, baby. You just got to fly over to Toronto.
I'm feeling like since it's a Christmas episode, I'm in the giving spirit. I'd like to gift my hand job to Mikey.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. I could use it.
I've always been waiting for this moment. Sweet.
No problem.
I do love though in general, like there is with each of the little sketches in this episode, there is this vibe of like, let's make it a good time. Like let's not make it vicious. And maybe that's why Don Vito wasn't in it as much. Like it just seems like they're having fun. Even the shooting the hamburgers was fun. Although this guy, Anthony or whatever his name is, could they not have gotten someone who can raise a hockey puck? Because he was just shooting it at Phil's dick the whole time. He couldn't shoot it. You want him to like lob it up at Phil's face or something like that, and he couldn't get it off the ground.
You know what? Give me 1 second here. I gotta Google something. I don't know why I need to do this, but I just realized, I like to give the listener a little something to look at for the video version and make more work for Mikey while I'm at it. So. Mikey, since we were on the topic of the Bloodhound Gang there, the album I just referenced is called Pennsylvania, I believe. Is that the name? I want to say that's the name of the album. Let me just fact check that. So Pennsylvania. Now, if that's not a step in the right direction for body positivity right there, then I don't know what is.
Is the image of the title? Oh my God. Oh, I see what it is. Wow.
Oh yeah, put that up on screen.
Okay, I'm gonna show that. That is, hopefully we don't get taken down for just having that image on it. You'll see it if
body positivity right there, Mikey. That's what that
body positivity. If you're not Chris sees it.
Chris. I'm laughing at Chris's reaction. Don't get your underwear in a bunch there.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
It's not funny.
I didn't realize
if you edit that slightly, the face just a little bit, you put a beard instead of a mustache, that could be Phil.
It could be Phil.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, totally.
I didn't realize Richard Jewell was on the cover of Bloodhound Gang before starring in that movie, but
there you go. That's what I was reaching for, and I couldn't think of it in time.
The more you know.
The more you know. The more you know. Yeah, no, it's funny. Like they get this guy Anthony. I'm sure he's like a junior hockey player or something. And it's weird to watch a bunch of Americans skating around with hockey sticks and shooting pucks and hamburgers and stuff. Yeah. But here's the thing.
What?
And this is specific to hockey, I think. Canadians, we always like to think that we're like the rivals of the United States. We're like, oh, we got such a great comedy scene. And then you go to the States and they're like, are you guys still up there? We thought you, like, what the fuck are you doing up there? We didn't even know you were alive still. You're still a country. That's not Britain up there. But when it comes to hockey, the States are always like, oh man, Canada, US, baby. Canada, US. What a rivalry. What a rivalry. But like from our perspective, unless you put our before and SIA after US to get Russia, we don't give a fuck about what your hockey team is. You're not our rivals, United States. You, every so often you play us and you give us a little bit of a run for our money. You are nothing compared to Canadian hockey. Everything else, sure. Everything else you're great at.
I really want to throw in the Canadian anthem right now. I just got such Canadian pride there. I was just bubbling. And I love my States, but I was just like, that speech, Mikey, it just gave me that fucking... That Canadian pride I've been missing so much. Yeah, I have a maple leaf tattoo that I got in Thailand that I drew myself that doesn't even look like, I don't even know what the fuck it looks like. So I do have some Canadian pride, but
Russia is our rival in hockey, not the US.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. Chris is showing it on camera there.
Hey, there you go, buddy. I was going to say Kenya, but it's a good close second.
Yeah, probably.
That was a good commercial though.
That was good with Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What commercial?
Where they went to go play with the Kenyan hockey team, or a hockey team in Kenya.
Yeah, I thought you knew that.
Did I just reference a thing without realizing?
You brought out of all like the 1,000 friggin' African countries, you brought out the actual one that has a hockey commercial.
It's fun. I was just laughing because the temperature difference is so hot that it's hard to have a good hockey team. You know what I was fuck off, internet. Put your teeth away. Calm the fuck down.
Well, speaking of a temperature change, isn't it?
What?
Well, I was going to say, isn't it crazy that if you want fake snow, you have to order it from Georgia, which is what happens in this episode.
Yeah,
do you
that's
think this
weird.
Was actually Christmas
I don't know
time,
how I feel
or they
about
just pretended it was Christmas time? Because you figure in Pennsylvania, it did not look anywhere near winter. Like they have similar climate to us.
Yeah, Pennsylvania gets fucking cold. I'm assuming this is still probably December, but like look at our December we just had. Like it was hot.
Yeah,
like,
but this was 10 years ago and we still had snow. Do you remember that? We actually had these things called winters? Other than like a month maybe?
Shut up. Why don't you come over here? I'll show you some.
Freeze
your nutsack to a pole. It's so cold out here, buddy. Listen, we got to get back on topic here because the Banzoni has arrived. Yes, I did pronounce that correctly. I was a little let down by it. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know what they could have did better to make the Banzoni better, but it's basically like a a Mario Kart version, if you will, of a giant Zamboni. Dunn breaks it within 5 minutes of what I can only assume was 5 minutes of riding the thing around the house. And what did you guys think? What was your take on this one?
This was the kind of thing where it's another like, here's a good idea and we'll throw it in because of the idea, but there was just nothing to it. Like they could have done more to it. The Banzoni shows up later on once they paint the house with snow. But it really wasn't like there wasn't anything to it in this one. It showed up, I kind of chuckled, and then it just went away.
It just, I mean, I'm glad it was there just because. Just the sheer off the phrase Banzoni just absolutely was amazing. And they needed to throw that in somewhere, but it didn't do much.
It's got marketing appeal, but that's about it, boys. But listen, this next part, Rab comes out in custom hockey gear. He's got a jock strap, no pants, a chest protector, and a Viking hockey helmet. Okay, I see the NHL 22 microtransactions are going a little too far. I see a little Rabby. He got a hold of mom and dad's credit card and had a heyday.
It's pronounced Rabbi.
Sorry, little Rabbi. Viking hockey helmet here. He goes and he takes some shots and It's not long before we get a Moscow and three figure skaters, I believe. 2 of them are from New Jersey and one's from Moscow. So quite a diverse crowd here. They come to play, do some cool tricks, and show everybody up. Yeah, it looks like a fun time, I guess.
The funniest part about the sketch is like, is A, imagine being the figure skaters who are like, what the fuck are we doing here? But B, the best part is them making fun of the fact that some of the figure skaters are from New Jersey. They're like, yeah, this guy's from Moscow. Like, I guess even the US knows that Russia is better when it comes to being on skates than the US are. Because they're like, how can someone from New Jersey compete with someone from Moscow? Are you fucking kidding me? Have you seen their ballet program? What are we doing here?
Yeah, well, everybody's seen, right, Chris? That ballet program, right? Am I right?
100%.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, yeah.
One of the most masculine things you can do in Russia is be great at ballet.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I never said there was anything wrong with it.
I don't know about that.
No.
Being absolutely true. Soldier is for sure the most masculine thing you can do.
Yeah, but I bet you their soldiers train in ballet. The boxers definitely do.
They probably want us to think that they're soft. They're fucking cold as ice over there.
100%.
You know who doesn't train in ballet? Phil and Ape. They look like they're having fun, but they're not the most elegant of skaters, I would say. They bust out and get on the ice for a bit, but it's not long before they start playing hockey with oranges. Oranges! This seems like blasphemy to me somehow, but Rake, the referee, is here, by the way. I didn't mention him. He's wearing his stripes, so it's just something about that fuzzy bastard in a ref uniform I liked. I don't know. Good look. It kind of reminded me of that other guy from Jackass who's always wearing the ref suits and all the boxing matches.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who never takes his hat off. Spike? Yeah. What happened to him? Well, I hope we see him again.
Here's the thing. I mean, I don't want to get into conspiracies. That's Chris's job. But what do you have at the end of a rake?
A spike.
A spike?
Sideshow Bob?
Well, yeah, no, that's the top of the rake.
Oh, my God.
Healthy
there
grammar.
Is a spike at the end.
Going deeper.
There is a spike at the end of a rake. Have we ever seen them in the same room together?
I got some serious
I love the way you confirm that. As if you were talking to a second grade. Very good, Chris.
Very good,
Next
Chris.
time, please raise your hand. Okay. I'm sorry. Let it snow, bitches. Let it snow. Bring out those snow machines. Spray that bitch up. Boys, look, I have a confession to make.
Okay. All right, Usher, lay it on us.
I peaked. I peaked. I mean, I peaked at the clock at this point in the episode.
Okay.
I kind of wanted this one to be over. And I was a little disheartened to see we were only halfway through at this point. Maybe I'm a little bit of a Grinch. I don't know.
You know what? I hear where I was trying to remain positive in this one because it wasn't as funny and they had some good ideas, but it's clear they wanted to maintain a little bit of the fun-loving Christmas spirit. Like there was that intention there. But it just resulted in a little bit of banality, kind of. However, once the snow gets laid out, there is a little bit of chaos that ensues, and I think it's the best part of the episode. But before we get there, I have a question, because I honestly don't know this. Fake snow, the stuff that they're using, they brought it up from Georgia. Is this like a shaved ice thing, or is this like a foam that...
No, it's raccoon semen.
It's raccoon semen.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
They got a factory out in Jersey that,
and that's where they train.
Then they ship it.
That's where they train all the figure skaters. They skate around the ice collecting raccoon semen.
Yeah, open your mouth, catch one in your tongue.
You know what? Though? I think this is right around the time where, like, I was feeling the same way. I'm like, this is pretty lame. And then, you know what? I don't give a fuck at this point. I got to take it for what it is. When Don Vito enters the fucking camera, you know things are going to fucking turn up. I got excited. You know things are going to get fucking funny. I see him roll up. I'm like, all right, man, this episode's about to be saved. He really is the front runner of this fucking show, like it or not. You can't help it.
He absolutely is. So you have the scene, obviously, they set it up where they're just laying snow everywhere, and it's kind of before Don Vito gets in there, I think, a little bit, because they bring all the snow out. They talk about how it's from Georgia, and then you kind of go back in the house a little bit for like a weird segment of let's beat up Rake.
Yeah,
Rake. They were beating up on Rake, and they were feeding Rab. They were feeding Rab, puking out oatmeal, which is like almost something we could just skip past. Because
can I talk about that just for a second?
Yeah,
I know you said skip. I hear you, but I do have to make a comment on it. Okay, yeah, they're in the kitchen. They're feeding Rab a sandwich. It's pointless. But then they eat the dry oatmeal. Now, this is really getting like to the point of we're basically watching kids getting into trouble in the middle of the afternoon while mom's busy doing the laundry here. They've raided the pantry and they realize that eating dry oatmeal looks like fake puke. So let's get mom in here and gross her out. Like, this did not need to be in the episode.
No, it felt so weird. Did you guys get the sense that they were struggling to fill time in this episode?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Because like, why was this in it? And even Bam, it felt like even Bam knew it was weird. Like, he was trying to save a segment, and it just felt just like nothing.
Yeah, like Jackass is all about being juvenile and immature and doing stupid things, but this just felt like a regression in like putting that into perspective. This was a regression even compared to that.
Yeah.
Like this was just dumb. Like, why are we doing this?
The only redeeming thing about having gone back in the house before we leave the house again for the snowball fight is when they start to beat on Rake a little bit and they're shooting pucks at him and they're checking him and this and that. And he basically falls through the window of the house. Like it's fucking like one of the old NHL video games where when they first introduced, you could get checked through the glass or into the boards and the character just fucking disappears. Like that's how they modeled it, was the character model would just disappear once they passed the boards. And that's Rake. Like he's gone. And I don't think we see him again for the rest of the episode. He's just out there hanging out.
No, he makes an appearance, but he is no longer wearing the ref gear. So it's like he got hit so hard, the shirt just flew off of him.
Yeah.
Hey, quick shout out to my favorite video game, hockey game of all time, greatest ever made, NHL Hits 2003.
Hits was great.
Get your Xbox out. It's the best fucking time you'll ever have playing 3-on-3 hockey. I guarantee you that.
Hits was great, but I mean there is a correct answer to the best hockey video game of all time. It's NHL 94.
I just gave it.
It's NHL 94.
I'm just going to talk over you. No.
You actually like Hits over NHL 94.
Fuck yeah, baby. Arcade all the way.
I might accept Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey because that was a fantastic game as well, but NHL 94 that's where it's at.
Are we gonna have a round of 94 and a round of hits to see who is the real?
I'll fuck people up in NHL 94.
I know you.
Oh yeah, because Chris has no shame, and this is the biggest Chris thing in the world. And I should have known this even as kids. Is like if he finds an exploit in the way you can score, there is no gentleman's agreement that you cannot use that method of scoring. Chris will use it on you every single fucking time.
I'll fucking go around the net, go hit that backhand, backhand wraparound, or the fucking slap shots from the hash marks.
Yeah.
Right as you're going this, I got all those fucking moves, man.
Everyone does. Some of us just choose not to use it.
No, but I know how to stop you from doing them because I'm the best fucking that there ever is.
Hey, the most masculine way to play NHL 94.
During ballet?
Yeah, during ballet.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. But okay, back to Rake. Mikey, you're right. He probably should have got body checked right out of the episode, but he does return to get his revenge with a 3,000 or 300,000. I don't know. It's got a lot of PSI. It's an air gun with a backpack.
Like a potato gun,
a ghost basically. Busting. Yeah, he's going to bust some ghosts. Now listen, he's shooting snowballs at high speed. Ryan Dunn puts carrots in there. He literally says, "Give me some carrots." Now look, I know that all that I know that all that beta carotene is going to work wonders for your long distance vision. But who's bringing a bag of carrots to a snowball fight?
I bet you they were going to build a bunch of snowmen, and they realized this episode was already boring enough, so they had to find something more exciting to do. Why else would they have a bag of carrots?
You know what? Because Dunn said, he's like, Rake is having a hard time packing snowballs into it without them just evaporating when you shoot them. So they were just going into the freezer and getting like frozen ravioli, frozen carrots, all that stuff. That I actually found really funny. I did like this portion of the episode because it was so goddamn chaotic. There's a snowball fight going on with everyone on set, and Bam brings out an ATV and starts jumping off of a jump. Like I don't even think you could get away with doing that shit on a set without some union person speaking up and being like, someone's going to get hurt. And Alec Baldwin saying, I don't give a fuck, and doing that thing.
You remember way back when the pandemic started and there was that clip going around of Tom Cruise getting mad at that guy because he was breaking the COVID regulations?
Yes.
That's who you need to settle everyone down. That's what you need right there. Anyway, so yeah, snowball fight. Chris, what are your thoughts on the snowball fight?
It was fun. It was definitely the best part of the episode, I'd say. It was just like chaos. I enjoy that. And the idea of shooting fucking raviolis out of that thing just killed me. It's like, you think you'd want something like an orange or an apple, something that's already in the shape of fucking raviolis. You're like, what?
And just as it feels like the pun intended temperature of the episode is starting to dwindle once again, you hear the smash as though it's the goddamn Stone Cold entering the Royal Rumble. The drawbridge goes down, the door opens up, and there's fucking Don Vito sitting inside, and they start pelting it with snowballs. And this is when Chris starts talking about the episode just being like, okay, we're in for some fun now again.
Yeah, and you know what though? Like when Bam throws a snowball at Vito, I have to mention he's literally the only person getting upset during a snowball fight. Everybody just teams up on him, and he says Christmas is over like 9 times. That's all he's got. He doesn't even fight back.
He probably said it once, one person laughed, and he's like, that's my joke for the rest of my life. Christmas is over. That's it. But I get why he'd be pissed in the beginning, because he was inside and they're pelting him, and he's just like, I just want to leave, and everyone starts dumping snowballs at him. When he's walking away and everyone on set is throwing snowballs at him and he's not even reacting, it looks like when like a sad Hulk is walking away and the army's shooting bullets at him and they're just like bouncing off of him, and he's like, I'm just getting out of here. And it's just like almost sad again when the bully just or the bullied submits to the bully, and you're like, all right, well, Don Vito's out of here.
Yeah. I mean, at this point the episode starts falling apart. The shit's going wild. Bam breaks a camera lens with a snowball, which I gotta assume was faked, because why wouldn't it be? I don't know.
think
Like
so.
his reaction looked genuine, but when you correct me if I'm wrong, but when you break the front of a camera lens like that, wouldn't that affect the picture quality immediately because you've broken the lens?
Not quite. You want
like
that there
occurred.
as sort of something that breaks or provides a little bit of protection from the actual optic lens of the camera.
Okay.
Right? Because you don't want
enough.
things touching it. You don't want that to get dirty, because you don't even want to run a cloth against it. You want that to maintain itself. You can clean the exterior glass, but there's always that little bit of a buffer there. So I actually found that pretty funny.
Chris, do you have a stomata? Where did that smoke puff come from?
Have you never...
Is a stomata the hole in the throat? Oh, I got that right? Is the right,
No, you
the
never
right
seen
term?
that vape like constantly throughout all these episodes.
He's always vaping. I notice it
Okay,
because
well.
you can always if the listener doesn't notice it, that's because I have to
What?
edit out the sound of him vaping every time
Why?
he takes a
Oh,
drag.
dude,
Part of the show.
I'm gonna totally start vaping now. dude.
Here's the thing. Okay, so to the
Keep it
listener,
real. If you ever watch a podcast and you don't see someone vaping anymore on it, fucking be professional, Mikey.
Chris
That's
believes
true.
that the listener likes to hear things like the clink of his glass hitting the table and him pulling on vapes. He
Okay,
thinks
Mikey,
that that's more
Go
appealing
online
to
and
the
Google
listener.
ASMR.
Radio.
They got a lot more fucking rating viewings than we do on our fucking episode. I'm just trying to fucking bring it to the people. You know, give them
That's
what they
true.
want.
We do need one of those ear licking microphones. I think that would help our podcast quite a bit.
No, that makes me that I don't like. I could picture that feeling. Can you picture a feeling? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I could feel it anyway. I don't like it.
You could feel a picture.
Wet Willy, man. What?
You could feel a picture, or you picture a feeling.
Huh. No, I guess that's a logical argument. I can't argue with that one. Listen, the lights have to go on. It's getting dark, boys. We only got one shot at this. Let's not fuck it up, okay? They light up the house, the big finale. Night is here. Looks pretty good, but not good enough. They need to make one
I was very
more
unimpressed.
phone call.
I was just like,
Yeah,
I'm like, man, of all those lights, 3 trucks, like, that's not that big of a deal. And then I was very glad that they also agreed that wasn't very good. So continue on, Jay.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, how do you fix this? I think there's only one way, boys. Now, do you have a moment to hear about our Lord and Savior CG technology?
Oh, do you think this was CG?
Dude, oh, come on.
With the
it's
spotlights?
so real, Mikey. It's so real that even 2003 you won't be able to tell the Yes, of course it was CG. Did you just not notice how fake this? It looked like they were on a green screen for one. Like,
Oh,
it didn't
really?
look like the
I
real
didn't
fucking
notice that at all.
Nothing about this looked real. The spotlights looked totally just like piped in with. Yeah, no, I was not sold
Probably
on this
for
at
the
all.
best, because I was watching this thinking like it looked like the lights were going almost like left and right of the house. And if there are any houses in the area, of course they're going to complain. They're going to have like a floodlight shining in on them. That could be a little disappointing, as it always is when they incorporate CG, but not unexpected, I think.
Yeah.
So are you telling me that
whatever.
when the camera panned all the way out to show the world and you could see the light from space, that was CG as well?
No, that part was
Okay, that was
real.
real.
Idiot.
That was real.
They had Bezos up there. He's called up Jeff.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Elon.
Jeff was still in his
Was he
garage
even-
selling books.
Yeah. I was just going to say, was like Bezos even, what was he doing in 2000?
Selling books out of his garage.
Was he?
Probably, yeah.
Did you just say that, or were you? I thought you meant the other guy. Who's the other guy?
No, Bezos literally started selling books out of his garage. Amazon was a book company.
Oh, Elon.
Yeah. Hey, here's something I want to point out to you guys. Do you remember last week when I made the joke about Extreme Home Makeover and how it was kind of started by this concept of Viva La Bam or like around that area? And it's like, I love the idea that you get Ty Pennington in there, like, move that bus, and they have to move Don Vito because he's blocking the camera. That literally happens in this episode when they're like, let's go look at the lights, and then they're like, Phil, get out of the way, the camera can't see the house. I was like, I fucking called that.
Well done. Well done. And you know what? This should have been the end of the episode, but bonus time, everybody. We get a little bonus here. Couple things. First bonus of the night. Listen, Bam, I know you really want something nice for Christmas, but don't sit on that lap. Please, Bam, do not sit on that lap. Now, YouTube commenters, if you need any more reason to defend Don Vito, please include with your feedback the relevant timestamp of Bam sitting on a Don Vito dressed as Santa Claus. A representative from your local police department will be with you shortly. Mikey.
I knew this was going to come up. I knew you were going to have issues with it. A Santa-clad Don Vito.
Oh, you don't?
I just think that the tone is a huge miss, but obviously they didn't know that this was going to be happening. The image of someone sitting on Don Vito's lap and him whispering in their ear is creepy as fuck, knowing everything that happened. But here's another thing is, and this is where I mentioned it earlier. This is why I think the episode is pretty shortly after their Vegas trip, is they show Don Vito's hair poking out from under the Santa hat, and it's still a little blue. Like, he clearly just got back from Vegas. Actually, I wonder if we knew when April and Phil's anniversary was, because that would tell us when this is filmed.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you it's not even close to Christmas.
Yeah, because it didn't even look that cold, and I know Pennsylvania is like pretty cold for the most part.
Chris, what do you want? I know Christmas is over, but let's just say 2022. What do you want for Christmas next year more than anything else?
Next year more than anything else? That's a really good question. I'd say like maybe I know I kind of want some like new like snowboard stuff. I feel like I want to make next year the year of snowboarding.
Would you sit on that lap to get some new snowboard stuff?
100%, dude. I do a lot of things
really?
For snowboard gear, for sure.
All right. Well,
a little tickle from the pickle.
I can't argue with that. I mean, I don't know. He's gonna.
It is what it is.
He's gonna ask you to whisper, sweet childhood traumas into his ear. But as long as you're okay with that, You might notice a little something moving down under, if you know what I mean. But if you're quick, efficient, you just might end up with a new Burton. I don't know. Is that what the kids are calling him now? A new Burton? He's still in business.
He'll get two things. He'll get a new Burton and a new burden of assault that he has to deal with as well.
I like that spinoff. Very well done. And I'm not even going to try to pad over that with a I would have went with. I'm just going to shut the fuck up, and we're going to move on. So everyone's sleeping now. The party is over. And Ryan Dunn has a cup full of just random stuff, tacks, cough drops, which I don't know why that made me laugh. Just a loose cough drop is funny to me for some reason. Guitar picks. He puts them into Brandon's shoe,
who is falling asleep. Yeah.
And they get out the vacuum to suck him off. I don't know about you guys, but nothing gets me more upset than waking up to a suck off. Come on now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a very fun way to wake up. I could think of worse ways, but it's not ideal.
Yeah. I mean, nothing's going to get me all hot and bothered like a good suck off. And for the record, we are talking about a vacuum cleaner. Listen, the best part of this is when they turn it on and his lips go in there.
It's so
it looks
funny.
Like his face is disappearing into a wormhole.
How confusing would that be? Like, it's already confusing getting woken up and jarred in the first place, but like your face is getting sucked off. Like, that would just fucking trip me out.
How lucky are we that they had a vacuum with a clear sucker thing? Because you get to see his lips go in. I've never seen a vacuum like that in my entire fucking life.
Reading the instruction manual. Attach the sucker thing to the broom head.
But it's never translucent. Like,
never.
Just
never.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, and obviously the idea here is, wake him up so he'll get up. They'll tell him, hey, put your shoes on, we're going out. which he does, like clockwork, and he steps on the tacks. And none of this is really that funny until done with the line of the show
It's
here.
so good.
I threw a cough drop in there just in case you got a cold. Man, I'm really starting to like Ryan Dunn.
I 100% agree. And guys, this was the slow burn of the entire podcast because I was hard on him in the earlier seasons, but I love Ryan Dunn and he's really turning a corner right now. He's really coming into his own. Every episode he seems to get better as that beard gets longer.
I think as Viva La Bam, like that's when Dunn became the Dunn that we remembered as Viva La Bam. And then he later on brings it to subsequent movies and things along those lines. That's when
Totally.
That's when so it's like we remembered the tail end, not the beginning. So from here on out, Dunn's soon to be a fucking special part, and it's good to see. I'm glad Mikey finally turned around.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen, and it did.
One last surprise of the episode, and then we're all done. I promise.
Ryan,
we get a church. What?
We're all done. You said, and then I said we're all Ryan because I don't know if you recall this, Jay, but we had just been talking about Ryan Dunn. Just then.
Jay. Yeah.
So that was the joke. Was it good?
I thought it was
Chris
absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Jay so bad.
I burned him hard.
Well, I don't know how that was like an insult. It wasn't really directed at me.
It's not.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually so sad because he's submitting to the bullying again, and now I feel like shit.
Man.
God,
what did you say earlier about the Incredible Hulk walking away? I'm going this way now. That's what I'm doing. All right. We get a church choir singing outside of Bam's house.
Yeah.
A whole church choir. Now, if you've ever wanted to see a large group of hostages wondering if they'll ever get to go home and see their families after this is all over,
that is
now is your chance.
Yeah, 100%.
And Christmas is over. That's it, as Vito would say. Yeah, that's the episode.
I got to be honest. I know we went back and forth on the tone and whether or not this was a good episode, but when they were doing this whole, I'm such a fucking sucker for Christmas. I'm such a sucker for Christmas. And when I see something like this happen and the joy and festivities, and it's fucking outrageous. There's snow outside. Everyone's dressed up as fucking furries. There's a choir singing. There's ATVs crashing. Don Vito's dressed up as Santa Claus claiming Christmas is over. My heart grew a couple sizes. I felt good. I was like, oh, Christmas is back a little bit. We're just past Christmas, and it always makes me sad when Christmas is over. This kind of made me happy. I actually like this ending.
Yeah, I just thought the episode all around was pretty garbage.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that didn't save it for me at all. Sorry,
okay,
Sophie.
Fine. No, you can't save Christmas.
No, not at all.
I had a bit of a thought there when you said your heart grew a couple sizes, and then I started thinking, oh yeah, just like the Grinch. And then I started thinking, I wonder if someone's made a porno where it's based on the Grinch, but instead of his heart growing 2 sizes, his dick grew a couple sizes.
That is,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is absolutely. And it's in, actually, I've seen that movie, and it's in a collection of other porn that they actually call the collection Stocking Stuffers. And that's where you can find that movie.
And they use green
I've
makeup.
I've seen the Grinch in porn because I was Googling alien porn one day. You ever fucking see the alien porn?
That's out in the open now.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's fucking cool, man. They get them up on a ship, and then they're just hot aliens and green skin. It's pretty sweet. But I think what the algorithm brought the Grinch. I could have swear to God I seen the Grinch in a porn.
Did you also watch the? I remember the other most popular movie in that collection was I Saw Mommy Fucking Santa Claus.
No, I missed that one.
Man, you got a lot of these ready to go.
Vanilla for me.
There was also Jangle Balls.
Okay, if this was 1 week later, none of this would be acceptable. But you're lucky we're still in the window.
What about Dick the Holes with Balls of Holly?
I like it. I like it a little too much, actually.
Oh man.
And I don't even have a good one to follow up with, Mikey. I think you've said all that needs to be said.
Oh, what about Rudolph's red butthole?
Oh,
there's Silent Night, Holy Night, but whole spelled HOLE.
Wow. Right.
Yeah.
I think there's a good. You were talking about a good ending of the show. I think there's a great ending of the podcast.
Yeah. So you guys want to talk about U.S. hockey for a little bit more?
Yeah, I think let's get the patriotism back.
You want to talk about? I don't know.
Jay, are you purposely slowing down the momentum of this portion of the episode?
What are you talking about?
We just have back and forth. We're all making jokes, and you're like, what about?
I don't even know what you're talking about. All I know is that I had a great time today. Thank you for joining. At Jackast Pod on Twitter and Instagram is where you will be able to find us and all of our strange delights. Hey, if you've got a good porno Christmas title mashup for us, why don't you tweet it at us? Or make yourself a nice box art and send us that if you're really feeling like an art project. Thank you for joining us. Next week, we'll be back with another episode of Viva La Bam. I think we've got, 2 left in the can?
And then
might have to shake things up a little bit. I don't know.
Stay tuned, baby. Stay tuned. I'm actually enjoying this current string of Viva La Bam, and I can't wait to get to the next week's episode. I was worried about Viva La Bam in the first couple just because of the pacing of them, but I'm actually finding this is a fun way to do it.
Yeah. Until then, we'll see you next time. Bye. Yeah, bye. I think we're about at that point of the show. Bye. I'm Jason Wellwood.
Bye. I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Bye. I'm Mikey Aaronworth, and this has been Jackast. Christmas is over.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Get into it!
This was a Press X for Sound audio production.